Yeah, I'll pass on to you for the next introduction.
Thanks, Nick. It's great to see how well we're sticking to the time. So here we are starting the third part of our discussion, concluding remarks. And this is also an opportunity for you to showcase who is behind the organization of this event. So we will start with the Reuse representative Antigone Dalamaga, who is honorary president and vice president of Reuse, and also the director of the Ecological Recycling Society, which is a national NGO promoting waste prevention, reuse and recycling in Greece. So Antigone, can you briefly explain what is the main objective and mission of the Reuse, and also tell us more about the potential of the circular economy in ensuring responsible production and consumption?
Sure, thank you, Julia. Reuse is a network of national and regional networks or individual social economy actors active in the field of prevention, reuse, and recycling. Its members employ around 90,000 people, many of which are distanced from the traditional labor market. Annually, they divert over 1 million tons of products and materials from landfill and incineration through reuse and recycling activities of different waste streams, and have an annual combined turnover of well over 1 billion euros. So Reuse members over the years, I think, have proven that reuse activities clearly benefit the environment, the local economies, and have a significant social impact in their local communities, both by providing low-cost, high-quality goods to members of the population who may otherwise not have been able to afford them, and by creating local jobs. So, you know, it's a win-win-win on the triple bottom line that we mentioned earlier. A recently published brief by the Reuse Network that I think was posted in the chat earlier on looked at what impact its members had on job creation. It focused on the contribution of social enterprises to inclusive green jobs in the reuse sector. Data collected showed that on average, a social enterprise creates 70 jobs per 1,000 tons collected with the intent for reuse. Taking into consideration the variety and contextual specificities of activities associated with reuse, social enterprises create between 20 to 140 jobs per 1,000 tons collected, depending on the waste stream, with the majority of them situated between 40 and 100. Looking briefly at 3 specific waste streams chosen due to the relevance to ongoing policy developments at the EU level. Textile creates between 20 and 35 jobs per 1,000 tons. Multi-household products, which is furniture or bric-a-brac and so forth, create between 35 to 70 jobs per 1,000 tons. And electrical and electronic equipment between 60 and 140 jobs. Our members believe that for a true transition to the circular economy to happen, there needs to be a real shift in securing more reusability of products and materials rather than only maintaining the primary focus on recyclability. Recycling, although a significant part of the circular economy, is not enough. We need to focus on finding ways to promote and secure increased reusability of products. Although our members have been active in developing activities directly related to the circular economy for years, and in many cases for decades, further shifts need to be made to secure the true potential of reuse in the circular economy. This needs to be addressed at many levels, whether this be the legislative level, such as setting separate targets for reuse and preparation for reuse for particular products and waste streams. We need to look at eco-modulation for EPR fees based on the reusability and repairability of products. Other tools include reduced VAT for reusable products or fiscal incentives to repair. We also need to make sure that EU investments and financing focuses on the upper level of the waste hierarchy. Producers also obviously have a significant role to play, and we need to ensure that products are made to last longer and are more durable, reusable and repairable. Other issues, for example, in the case of electrical and electronic equipment, Producers need to ensure that there are the availability of spare parts and at accessible prices. At the consumer level, we need to focus on getting across that something new in many cases is not necessarily better. Public awareness needs to be raised on issues relating to the impacts of some consumption choices, for example, such as fast fashion, but also on issues related to donating reusable goods when consumers don't need them anymore, or that consumers opt to repair their products rather than discarding them, or that they donate them for reuse when they're done with them. Finally, on behalf of Reuse, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank all the speakers and participants for this meeting, the Commission for allowing us to host this meeting within the context of Green Week, and of course the Social Economy Europe, which co-hosted with us, and a special thank you to Nicholas and Julia for coordinating this session. Thanks, guys.
Thank you very much, Antigone. It's fantastic, and the statistics you've given in terms of jobs and how many jobs can be created from reuse is absolutely incredible. And the massive shift that we need in terms of infrastructure, producers, and consumer mentality is extremely important. And in terms of public awareness, I want to just go back to what Jose Manuel Portas was talking about in terms of his CO2, or the CO2 calculator from RES. That's a fantastic way to kind of demonstrate to the public the consequences of their actions, the positive ones if you do well, and also how much CO2 you're actually using if you're not doing things well. So I think that's an extremely important point.